Today I'm going to show you how to make this beauty. It's really simple, really beautiful, and I know it's going to make you all feel a whole lot better on this horrendously rainy day. You'll be able to hear the rain the whole time. I'm so sorry, but I hope you'll enjoy the presentation. So today I'm going to show you how to arrange some flowers, not using tons and tons of flowers, using one absolutely stonking gorgeous flower that just is breathtaking and beautiful. I'm using that alongside some other bits and pieces that have come out of my garden, and I've also got some lovely gifts of very dear friends of mine. So the lovely Arena has provided me with some fig branches and also some honesty. So I'm going to use that as well. But this is really about perhaps investing in one fabulous thing rather than buying tons and tons of little bits of flowers. And this particular flower that I'm going to use is something that's quite close to my heart, and it's something that lasts absolutely ages, can be used as a fresh flower, and also can be dried and used as a dried flower in flower arrangements going through the winter. So I hope you'll enjoy this. It's dead simple, but I think very effective, and I hope that you'll agree. So I'm going to start off with Arena's figs. So they're just a couple of branches of figs that I'm using, quite a strong vase, and I'm very sort of aware that of the season and the winter kind of fast approaching. So there I've got a gorgeous couple of stems of figs that have just sat in there really easily and really simply. And above all else, I would say it's really important to kind of go with the flow of flowers. Don't try and force them to go into one place or another. Just let them go where they land, and you'll get so much more pleasure from them by doing that. Now this is my super duper flower. It's a king Protea. I'm going to whip its hat off, which has been there protecting it. Proteas are quite important to me. My dad had a house in South Africa, and he absolutely loved Proteas. So whenever I'm handling them, I always think of him. And this particular Protea is kind of one of the most magnificent flowers on earth. So Proteas have been around for, would you believe, 300 million years. Proteas have been on this planet. So they are possibly the oldest flower sort of genus that there is known to man, that's still around today. So some of the special things about Proteas that I kind of like, the way that they spread their seeds is really clever. So if you can imagine them growing on the plains of South Africa or Australia, I think they also grow in Hawaii too. But in those kind of sandy, very hot places, a Protea will grow with very little water, very little moisture, and it sits there, and then all of a sudden the sun's beating down on it, and it gets hotter and hotter and suddenly bursts into flames. Kind of like that. It's kind of pretty dramatic, isn't it? And theatrical. So those beautiful seeds of this fantastic flower are carried in the smoke across the plains and are dropped in various places. And then when there's a rainfall, then of course these beautiful things are going to spring to life and grow. And I kind of like that. There's something very courageous about that flower, that's the way that it propagates and grows. So that's going in. The thing is, when you're using something as dramatic and sensational as that, you sort of don't need an awful lot of anything else. That's what I think. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of honesty, again, off the lovely Arena. So honesty's going in, and I'm putting that in because it's kind of almost in direct opposition to the solidness and the magnificence of that Protea. That Protea is known as a king Protea in a flower shop sense, but is often referred to as a sugar bush plant or a honey pot plant. I kind of like the honey bowl thing, that it sort of is that. It's lots of heart and lots of sweetness and beautifulness. In pink, when you get or you receive pink Proteas, in the language of flowers, they mean things like courage and diversity A pink one represents motherliness, a mother's love, so quite a beautiful thing. Interestingly, they were named after Poseidon's son, Proteas. So Proteas, back in the day, Greek legend of course, he was super clever, and he liked to sort of laze around in the sun, just enjoying life, and he didn't want to be given jobs to do and things. He was super clever, and he had this sort of God-given ability to change his appearance. So that transformation is something that these beautiful flowers can do. They change with the season. As I said before, you can try it. So quite like that they're named after Proteas. A little bit of Therapeutic going in. And then I've got some viburnum tints here as well. This is just out of the garden. And I've taken all the leaves off it because I was wanting with this design for it not to be too foliagey or flowery. I wanted the figs to stand out and you to be able to see their silhouette, and for that beautiful Protea to stand out. But what I particularly liked about the viburnum was the pinkiness on the woody stems that just pick up the pinkiness of that beautiful Protea. So when I pop those in, just at the front here. So medicinal benefits of a Protea, which I quite like for my own self, is that they are good for bad chests. They're also good for upset stomachs, but I don't think it's to do with eating them. I think it's just that if you have them in your environment, then of course the whole thing of carbon dioxide and oxygen, that's what kind of helps with chest breathing. But I also believe with a lot of flowers, and I think that's why they're good for me, is that they make me feel calm. And certainly doing something like this is very relaxing. And I think that when they talk about a lot of plants and flowers having medicinal benefits, but not from actually ingesting them, I really believe that that's what it is, that it is just that relaxation, that I can feel my shoulders just kind of relax when I'm doing this. Much more than anything else that I do. This is a very sort of therapeutic thing to do, just to arrange some flowers. I'm going to go in at the back here with a little bit more of this, which I'm actually going to fiddle into the stem of the vase, and also I'm going to put a little bit of my berries into the vase, just to give that vase a little bit of finish and a little bit of polish. Well, not polish really, just a little bit of interest, I suppose. And what else have I got here? I'm going to use that. I'm going to use a little bit of eucalyptus. I picked the eucalyptus purely because I was thinking of the sort of Australian vibe. And it also, the greyness of it just picks nicely on this, the grey wicker of the vase. So really for me, that's it. Simple, elegant, gorgeous. I hope you enjoyed it. Beautiful Protea, and you can see those middle bits there, the petals joined together. They're going to burst open in the next few days and really sort of show you its heart, and you'll see how glorious it is. I'll try and remember to show it you in a few days' time. This beautiful Protea is going to come home with me.